Hey there guys, my name is Cerise Fairfax. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about 3 tips getting an Airbnb in the Dominican Republic. Now, first of all, I'm going to hold the microphone in my hand like this because the last video that I did, the microphone was right here. It was a little too low. And then when I did the editing of the video, it actually was a little staticky. So we're just going to bear with this right now. Okay, so 3 tips, and these are not in any particular order. I just want to really come at you guys and give you some tips from my experience. I do relocation counseling and consultations for people, not just relocating here, but people who want to invest and people who want to get an Airbnb. Now, there's so many ways to do it, and we're going to get into that today. Number 1, but remember, not the most important. Number 1 is, what is it that you want to do with this Airbnb? It's very important to stake that claim immediately, because are you interested in doing it daily, weekly, monthly, yearly? You have to figure out what you are open to. And, because remember, if you do it weekly, then it does take a little bit of your income off in regards to comparing it to daily. If you're going to go yearly, then you're going to have to give people a little bit of a discount as well. But of course, that all depends on you and what you're trying to get done. Now, I'm going to also get into different areas, because areas are very important, and also whether you should have a management company or not. Okay, so first, again, number 1, what do you want to do with this Airbnb? And that is important because some of you're like, you know what? I don't want to be online every day. You're like, I don't want to be checking my Airbnb every day, seeing what's available and what's not available, like who's trying to book and who's not trying to book. And then some of you may say, it's worth it for you to book it out monthly because maybe your schedule is a little too sketchy in between. For instance, what I mean by that is maybe you're not getting a bite every single day of the week, right? You are going to find that a lot of people will book 7 days because most people come for a week. But some people, and a lot of people these days, due to vloggers like myself here in Sosua, more and more people are coming for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So keep that in mind as well, because there is a market for those of you who are willing to rent out monthly. The second point is where. Location, location, location. Very, very important. And for those of you who have been here, you already have your location mapped out. But before I go on any further right now, I do want to make a side note. I help people find Airbnbs. Okay, so subleasing them. So let's say that you don't have the money right now to buy a property and rent it out. There is the possibility for you to rent a property and sublease it. Okay, I do that often, and they're not always available. I just let 2 go this week, and I have another one coming up in the next couple of weeks, but it's first come, first serve. And moving forward, that's my side note. But again, location, 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 location. It's so important all around the world. And it, again, depends on what you're looking for. If you are a person and you want a busy Airbnb and you want daily people coming in, then you're going to want it in a busy area, such as El Bate, Sosua, or Puerto Plata, and also Cabarete. Now, there are places where you can get cheaper Airbnb. Like if you do decide to sublease, you can get cheaper places in places like Gaspar Hernandez, also even La Vega. You can also get a place cheaper in Sabaneta if you want to stay here, closer to Sosua. Also Isla Bon. These are little names that you can check out to find out what is available. Okay, now if you get something outside of Cabarete, then of course you're going to pay less for the property or less for the place that you're going to rent, but you also have to charge less to the client because it is not in a popular location for tourists. The popular location for tourists, and you need to write this down, even if you don't use my services, this is a gem of information, is El Bate. Okay, Puerto Plata as well, but Puerto Plata is more kind of city-like, and most people, they want to come and walk to the beach, and they just want a kind of laid-back lifestyle. So you're looking at El Bate Sosua, and you're looking at Cabarete. Cabarete is also a great spot. Both of these places are relatively close to the airport. With Sosua, El Bate being about 20 minutes from the airport, and then Cabarete being about 35 minutes from the airport. Those are on non-traffic days. On traffic days, at about 5 or 10 minutes. Now, you do want your clients coming to a place, if you do want to be busy, you do want them to be closer to the airport, like Sosua and Cabarete, and you also want your clients to be able to feel free to walk around, not have to rent a car if that's not in their agenda. It is available to them to go to any restaurant. They can go do karaoke in both Sosua and Cabarete. Karaoke, there's bank machines, there's restaurants, there's delivery, there's nice restaurants, and then there's humble restaurants, and of course, beaches. Beaches galore in both El Bate and Cabarete. Both of them are busy for Airbnbs. Okay, so that's location. You have to really keep that in mind. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, there's a cheap piece of land, or oh my gosh, there's the rental really cheap. And you invest all this hope and all this money and all this time just to find out that your tourists that you're looking for, your target market, they're not interested in staying outside of where it's happening. Because a lot of people who are coming here these days, more importantly, this is another tip for you, a lot of people that are coming here these days are finding out that it is great off the resort. So a lot of people are contacting me not only for relocation, but also for travel and tourism trips, because what they're doing is they're saying, Cerise, I can just buy a ticket and rent an Airbnb like I would back in my own country. And I'd rather do that because in an Airbnb, they have the freedom to cook their own meals, bring in guests. And a lot of Airbnbs also have pools. Not all of them, but most of them. Okay, so keep that in mind, that right now, if you're going to get on Airbnb, you're going to be attracting not the seasoned travelers as much, but the brand new people who are finding out that Sosua, the Dominican Republic, period. The Dominican Republic is the number one location in the Caribbean, but Sosua is up and rising and becoming very popular in the Dominican Republic as well, the North Coast, okay? Do your research, find out who your target market is, and understand what you're investing in. Now, that's point number 2. Now we're going to point number 3. And this is a point that I have been really noticing like in the last maybe 3-4 months. And this is not to knock any management companies that are here because let me get comfortable. You can tell that I'm trying to get comfortable because I know that this is not going to be taken very well from a lot of people that do management businesses here. You don't need a management company to do that for you. It's very important. Hear me out right now, because you can live somewhere else, not even here in the Dominican Republic. You don't even need to come here. The magic behind the modern days today is that you get yourself 2 apparatuses, 2 devices. One, doorbell with the camera on it. You can get that from Amazon and ship it right here, or you can bring it down with you when you're checking out your Airbnb to see if it's something that you do want. The second device that you should get is the doorknob with the check-in and check-out code. Those 2 will save you a lot of time. A lot of time. A lot of management companies here are very honest. They are, and I can give them that much. I know a lot of people who manage properties here. But then I do also have heard some stories of people that have their Airbnb here and it's not booked on a particular weekend, and the management company will rent it out behind their back and pocket that money, right? But with a doorbell and with self check-in and check-out, there's no dirty things that can go on. You will see when someone's entering your door because it will notify you on your cell phone. And not only that, you'll be able to see what's going on outside the door itself. Now, I'm not saying put cameras in the apartment because that's not cool. But I am saying that to to keep your own investment cool and under control, you can run it from wherever you are. Now, other management companies, they're good because sometimes they have Airbnb and they can control the Airbnb for you. But if you're already on Airbnb and if you can already manage your own Airbnb and you are fine and cool and dandy with that, my advice to you is to just get yourself those two devices and you will be able to complete a whole business process here with just the click of something on your computer and on your cell phone. Guys, my name is Cerise Fairfax. Please pay attention to those 3 tips. Remember who your target market is, location, and also management, check in and check out. Those are 3 points about Airbnb here that will be able to help you out. Give me a shout if you need anything else. I have a whole network here of services. I help people from anywhere, from getting a bank account, doctor, from getting to know people. I can give you tours around the local neighborhoods as well. I live in a local neighborhood, a Dominican neighborhood. I don't live in the tourist area. And if you want Spanish lessons, anything, if you want to know what the difference is between getting an Airbnb in the hills or in the city or in the beach and stuff of that nature, because I know I didn't get into too much today. I can get into so much more, but I will in another video talk about how much money you can make in, for instance, El Bate, or how much money you can make in Puerto Plata, and how much money you can make in Cabarete, and also renting out the different places, because some of the places here in Sosua, you can rent out anywhere from $25 a night up to $100 and more a night for even just condos. Of course, villas go at a lot more expensive price. In another video, I will talk about what size of an Airbnb you should buy or rent, sublease. Like, should it be a studio? Will you make more money, a higher turnover on a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, a house? A lot of people are thinking about investing in villas, and they're like, you know what? I'll just rent a villa and sublease a villa. But there are some downsides to that, which we will get into in another video. Guys, thank you so much. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. You know I love you. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like this type of content, please go ahead and subscribe. It's free to do so. And while you're at it, all of you, make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up, that like button. And not only that, hit the bell, because the bell is also free to hit, and that will let you know when I upload another video. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me. Huge hugs, loads of love, and big blesses. Take care of yourself out there.